right? Go ahead, Aleph.
Yeah, so actually, I got two offers till now from US companies, but they required work visas. But the company wasn't like able to sponsor visas. That's why I couldn't join the like position. So, uh, what I can do in these situations?
So they agreed to move forward with your application.
It actually like one of the company did offer me the job, but when they heard that I am not a resident from US, they agreed to go with another candidate.
Yeah, man. So again, as I always say, Aleph, in such scenarios, so first of all, if you do the research, right, if you do it, if you communicate it correctly, you would not even have to face the situation ever again. And this is what I highly recommend to people before even going ahead and applying and sending all the code emails and having a conversation. Even if all of that is not done, even the first conversation you should mention precisely, very clearly, that boss, I'm looking for a fully remote role. I'm based out of Bangladesh, and I'll be operating and working from here. Is that okay with you? And usually you should have this conversation even before having like a one-on-one face-to-face conversation, during your cold email, during a social outreach, LinkedIn outreach, or anything else. During that time only, it should be very clear that you're looking for a remote role. You're not looking for like a physical on-site role. If you're okay with relocating to, let's say, US, for example, uh, I doubt it, and it is very highly likely that companies will sponsor you until and unless you're not placed at something like Google or Microsoft or something else at a mid to senior level position. But um, if that is the case, then they might sponsor you. But companies nowadays rarely sponsor employees to come on board and work on site. So, and specifically on this program, we are discussing and we are covering like how to land a remote, fully remote job opportunity, if it even if it is from other countries. So in that regards, if you have to make sure before even applying and before even reaching out, and if you reach out, if you get in touch, even before moving 2 3 4 rounds ahead, you should make it very clear, absolutely clear, that you're looking for a remote job role, and this is what you're looking for, not an on-site role, and uh, or something like hybrid or anything else. So I'm looking for a fully remote job opportunity, and this is my number one criteria. If you're okay with that, we can move forward and we can talk uh, further. If not, then it doesn't make sense for us to waste time on each other. Yeah. So
Right.
this is what I would advise, to put a very hard filter on what you're looking for and communicate that very clearly, absolutely, make it very clear to the hiring manager or anybody you're talking to.
Yeah, right. Thank you. I got it.
Awesome, man. Okay. Uh, we'll wait for just a couple more minutes. If nobody joins in, that's okay. We'll, begin. But anyone has any questions so far from, phase one, phase two?
Hey, actually, I have few questions.
Yeah, son, please go ahead.
So tried to implement all the things that you mentioned about the LinkedIn profile and CVs. So I will try to complete it by today, and I will send the links to you so you can just check it out and give me the final feedbacks on do we need any more improvements or is it good to go.
Sure, I'll do that for sure.
And yeah, one more thing is I have been trying to reach out to people, but most of the time as you know the market is you need the specific experiences, right? Suppose you're trying to land your first SDR role or a first customer success role, even though come from a very vast customer facing experience, right? I've worked in retail for about 2 years now. I'm working in customer support for about like 5 months now. But even after that, if I am trying to move from customer support to customer success, most companies would not want to take a chance to give you an opportunity to come on board and give you time to train and then start working, because most of the time they are looking for somebody who could just come and join them on get go and then start working right away from 1 month, not more than 1 month, right? So how do you tackle that situation? I have been in touch with multiple companies and I've been facing similar situations.
Yeah, that's a great question. So there's two aspects of this. Number one is understanding and reaching out, filtering out those kind of companies who are open to onboard, uh, you know, not fresher we'd say, but entry level customer success manager roles. So
Right.
that is number one. You have to filter out. So you cannot look for like very early stage startups when it comes to customer success manager roles, especially if
Right.
you have not had any
Right.
previous experiences, right?
Yes.
Because they would have very high responsibility on if they are hiring for any initial level customer success roles. For
Mm.
example, if there's only 10 people in the whole company and they are looking for one customer success manager only, of course they would expect them to take over the entire customer success department on them. uh,
Right. Right.
Similarly, I'll give you an example of my current position. I'm in sales, I'm in founding sales, and uh, there's nobody else apart from me in on the sales department. But because I've had 4 5 6 years of experience in sales, I can handle the entire sales department, and I also go apart from sales. I also do the onboarding and all that stuff, right?
Mm.
So in an early stage startup like this, we have only 12 15 people max, and the sales department is something that I completely take over, right?
Right.
So in an environment something like this, it would
Mm.
not be ideal for you, or for anyone who has little to no experience in a particular domain, right?
Right. Right.
But on the other hand, if you're looking for like 50 to 100 employee company and they already have like a customer success department, they already have a head of customer success, they have like 5 different customer success manager, and below that also they have junior CSMs or something like that.
Mm.
Those would be like an ideal scenario where you should apply and
Mm.
get some experiences. Doesn't matter what position you're hired and what salary you're offered,
Right.
just learn the core basics of what customer success manager does and account manager does.
Right.
Learn the inside out, focus on learnings and acquiring skills and knowledge as much as you can.
Mm.
Once you do that for a year or a couple of years, and then you can go ahead and feel free to apply for an account manager or senior account manager role and say that, boss, I literally know everything and this is what I have accomplished, this is what I have done.
Mm.
Am I eligible? Can we have a word? And that is the right way. So
Right.
that is number one, that you should filter out companies which already has like the system in place, a
Mm.
few people working on the particular role that you're working on,
Mm.
or you're applying for, so that you don't have to take the entire burden on your shoulders, right? So that is what I would recommend.
Right. So.
Secondly, um, correctly displaying your value. And for example, if you are applying for an SDR role, right,
Mm.
but you don't have any previous experience, but on the other hand you have learned and acquired um the knowledge that is necessary to perform the role of an SDR. For example, what does an SDR does? SDR reaches out, performs cold outreach, cold emails, cold calls, social outreach, and all of that. If you have learned all of that from anywhere, from courses, working for somebody, and doing for somebody else, and if you have acquired that knowledge, all you have to do is just display and showcase that knowledge in a way to that person that, was, I'm capable of doing this thing. Would you mind giving me a chance? Of course, this would not be, I mean, it can if you are really talented and if you really know the name of the game, but until and unless you don't have like immense confidence on your art, on whatever you're doing, if you are
Mm.
extremely confident about SDR roles, performing cold outbound and landing meetings, booking meetings, and if you are able to showcase that, then you have a very good chance. But if you don't, then uh, again, as I said, not very early stage companies who hire like founding sales or initial entry level sales role, or a couple,
Mm.
or the first 2 3 5 positions, if they are trying to fill, they would expect somebody experience in that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, for an established firm, something that has like 50 100 employees and that has a um, you know category, or let's say um, somebody who already working on the customer success side, those would
Right.
be very open to if you display your skills right. So
Right.
yeah, those
So
are
how do you
my
find those companies?
suggestions.
Like what are the steps that you need to follow to find these kind of companies? How do you do the research?
Yeah, exactly what I mentioned in the session 2 of the recording that I shared. uh,
Mm-hmm.
you can filter by number of employees, that's easily available on LinkedIn.
Right.
uh, you can see you can filter by department. Under people section on the company's profile, you can see how many people are in the sales, how many people are in customer success. If you can literally type in customer success and filter by job role in that particular company. And yeah, there's like 100 different ways to identify who are in the customer success department. If there's like handful of people, like 4 5 10 people, you would be easily able to see who does what. But you know that's those are the kind of companies that you would not target if you're especially looking to land an entry level role and you do not have any experience in that domain. Yeah. So yeah, it is again, all of that is something that I covered in this session too. So refer that, and yeah, you can look on LinkedIn. Those information are easily available.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay.
Hi,
Any
Akshay.
more? Yeah, Jay, please go
Uh,
ahead.
so after your suggestion, I made some changes in my LinkedIn and my resume, and I am
Appreciate it.
getting some calls and messages from some company, and they are offering me a role more of a HR kind of a role, and I am MBA in marketing, and I have experience of around 3 years. So before MBA, I was in an advertisement company for around 1.9 years, and then post MBA, I got my job. I got a campus placement in Tata AIG, and
Yeah.
I was there for around 8 months, and then I resigned for around for some health reason. And
Okay.
since January, I'm looking for a job. I messaged on LinkedIn for around thousands of people. I used Apollo website. I
Nice.
mailed them, but I don't know. Somehow, I'm not getting any opportunity in marketing, and I don't know what is happening. I made changes in my resume. Whatever job description I'm getting. I make changes on my resume according to the
Yeah.
job description,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but after that also I'm not getting any opportunity. I'm not reaching like they are not shortlisting my resume. So if you could like give me some suggestion. So
Sure, Jay. So, I mean, first of all, really great work. Kudos to you for using Apollo. Kudos to you for making, job description based changes in the resume. That's hard work you're putting in, and I really, really appreciate these kind of people. So,
thank you.
um, great work there. But sadly, in this very crowded, environment, it is very important to do something apart from just sending in your resume, just reaching out. Cold emails is something that works really amazing, but if you do it the right way, uh, most people don't even do the cold emails, right? So you are already one step ahead and you're performing that. It's just that you have to figure out how to do that the right way. So the resume is good. Making changes in resume is amazing. It's good, but sadly, people do not look at resume to make the decision if they want to have a conversation forward or not. You need to display relevant skills and abilities before you, I mean, apart from the resume, right? You can include like anything in the resume. You can mention anything in your CV, but if you do not display your core skills and uh, abilities to perform that job, uh, you won't be able to you know your chances of landing an interview will decrease. I'll explain this exact same thing in just a moment. And this is very crucial. If out of these, like whatever 8 9 people we have, anyone who applies that, I can almost guarantee, if they put in the hard work, if they do this consistently, you will 100% land a few interviews. And of course, what happens after interview is definitely on to you, but I can guarantee that you will land interviews, boss. This is something that I can vouch for. This is something that I've consistently done for years, right? So I'll uh, allow me a moment. It's getting dark here, and the light is getting faded, starting
Sure, sure,
to rain or something. So I'll turn on the light just in just a moment.
sure.
Okay, I hope I'm visible now
Yes,
clearly.
yes.
Good. Okay, guys. So this is the answer to everyone's question that Akshay, I'm not landing interviews. Okay. Here's what you'll have to do. Remember, I asked you to prepare a an email draft in my last session.
Yes, yes. I need
Anyone
that. Sorry, sorry.
okay, anyone tried doing that? Jay, I hear you. Anyone else tried doing that, and anyone else drafted a message? Awesome, Sujit. Harsh, you were trying to say something. Please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I did the same. Like I drafted the
Awesome.
message, but it was for my like academic internship, and I actually got it, so it works.
Awesome, yeah. Glad to hear that. Okay. Awesome, guys. Okay. So, first step, again, as I said, is to research the right kind of companies. And that is very important because of this exact same questions that we are covering, right? From Hassan, from uh, Jay, yeah. So from Alif. So, you know, it's very important to filter out right kind of companies based on your experiences, what kind of job role you're targeting. uh, if you don't have any experience and you're targeting a new domain, you should focus on companies that have a little bit of established function in that particular. So if you're targeting sales function, you should look for something that has a company that has an already established function in sales, right? So that is number one, researching the right kind of companies and reaching out to the right kind of people. So if as I mentioned, I'm just repeating the same thing, but I'm just repeating for anybody who has not get a chance to look at the video. uh, if you're I'm just giving you an example. If you're targeting an SDR role, then ideal person to reach out to in that firm would be something like an SDR manager if they have it. If you're targeting like an AE role, something slightly in the upper side of the ladder, then VP sales, somebody who heads the AEs, senior AEs or something. Those would be the right kind of person to reach out. And it's not that you just reach out to one person from the company and you will land a job and that's it, right? Ideally, in a 50 to 100 people organization, you should reach out to at least 4 to 5 people uh, from that particular organization, and then you might reach to the right kind of person. It's not necessary that whoever you reach out to is the hiring manager and you know वही एक बंदा है कि जो सही बंदा है, ठीक है, to speak to. So you should reach out to 4 to 5 people at least, and they might make some introductions if they are not. अगर वो बंदा सही नहीं है, वो ऐसा बोलता है कि भाई मैं नहीं हायर कर रहा हूँ, this guy is hiring for, I'll point you to the right direction. He will refer your profile to somebody else, and that will increase your chances. So reach out to at least 4 to 5 people in the company which has like 50 to 100 people organize, like 50 to 100 people only organization. Agar uh, there's only 10 people in the organization, it doesn't make sense to reach out to 5 people, of course. But if it is like 50 100 people organization, at least reach out to 4 5 people. Yeah. So that is number one. Reaching out to the right kind of person is very 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 crucial. But after you do that, specifically in this phase, what we are covering is how to reach out. Number one thing, what you do is, after you figure out who is the right kind of person, uh, Of course, it's not 100% certain that yahi banda hai. But you pick out 4 to 5 people, and the number one thing you do is send them a personalized LinkedIn connection. Now, as I mentioned, I'll not repeat the exact same stuff, but as I mentioned in the previous session, how to draft a LinkedIn personalized message, you have to do that in 3 lines. I mentioned it. First is why are you reaching out? Second, why should they hear listen to you? And third is a call to action. So again, refer the video if you want to. I'll keep this short for now, but yeah. So send them a personalized LinkedIn connection request. That's number one. If they accept the request, they'll directly receive the message and they are most likely to respond. If they don't respond, that's good. You have another chance. If they do not respond, hit them with a LinkedIn voice message. Okay. Don't like if they have already accepted your request, if you are already a connection, it doesn't make sense to, you know, draft another message and shoot them, right? To to get their attention, uh, draft like send record a voice message and then send it over. समथिंग वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग हैपेंस हियर. हम इंसानों के साथ में ऐसा होता है कि जो चीज़ अपने को नहीं दिखती है ना क्लियरली, उसको हमें जानने की बहुत क्यूरियोसिटी होती है. वी आर क्यूरियस piece of animals, right? We are curious animals. So we cannot like hold our curiosity for long. So if anybody, like कोई भी रैंडम बंदा, वो भी अगर अपने को वॉइस मैसेज भेजता है, तो अपने उसको सुन एटलीस्ट विल गिव हिम अ चांस टू हियर. एटलीस्ट वी विल क्लिक द प्ले बटन एंड लिसन टू इट कि क्या बोलना क्या चाहता है, राइट? बट इट इफ इट इज अ टेक्स्ट मैसेज, they'll just read it and they'll ignore it. They're most likely to do that. If you are asking for something like a job, if they are already in conversation with a few people, they will not even give you a chance to pitch yourself. They'll read the first few statements, bolenge ki sir, I'm reaching out regarding this, and discard it. That's it. So they'll most likely ignore your message. The goal here is to catch their attention and then portray your unique value proposition, right? So how do you catch the attention? First, you send a voice message. By sending a voice message, you increase your chances of them listening to your voice message. Now, what you record in the voice message, it totally depends on that if you'll get a response or not. But make it very precise, very relevant, and try to, again, something that I have covered in the previous session, how to record voice messages and video messages. So do that, and record a voice message. If you don't get a response, record a video message, send it over. If you don't get a response, uh, finally send like a one liner follow up message. If you don't get a response, if you don't hear from them after 4 messages, stop chasing them, right? It's not ideal to do that. I personally don't do that. Some people ask you to make at least 15-20 follow-ups, but I personally don't like to waste my time here. So if you feel that the person is not responding even after 4 messages, one video message, one voice message, leave it, move forward. You don't have that much time to chase that opportunity, chase a different kind of opportunity. So that is part one. Reaching out and nailing the LinkedIn social outreach, right? Apart from that, there's one more thing that you should do, and that is very, very, very important, and uh, both in emails and LinkedIn outreach, social outreach in general. LinkedIn ho gaya, Twitter ho gaya, kuch bhi ho gaya. So apart from all of this, uh, let's take a pause for a minute, and I'll ask you if you have any questions, guys. किसी को कोई question है इस चीज में particularly, before I go ahead and explain you different stuff?
No.
Okay, awesome. I'll go ahead. ठीक है. Secondly, और क्या करना है? फिर तुम्हें you have to move to emails, like write cold emails. As I said, Apollo को use करके cold को email ID find कर सकते हैं LinkedIn से. To do that, get the email address, and then उस ईमेल में अगर तुमको ऐसा है कि एक छोटा सा हैक, मतलब हैक तो नहीं है पर कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है जो कर सकते हैं कि फॉर एग्जांपल अगर कोई एचआर मैनेजर को तुम रीच आउट कर रहे हो या फिर टैलेंट एक्विजिशन स्पेशलिस्ट जो सेल्स की पोजीशन के लिए हायर कर रहा है स्पेसिफिकली, उसको रीच आउट कर रहे हो, तो उसको रखो और सीसी में ट्राई टू पुट couple of people in CC. For example, somebody from the hiring manager, somebody like hiring manager. So बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में यूजुअली ऐसा होता है ना कि यू डोंट डायरेक्टली गेट इन टच विद द हायरिंग मैनेजर डायरेक्टली, बिकॉज टैलेंट एक्विजिशन डिपार्टमेंट उन्होंने इन्वेस्ट करके लगाया होता है, तो दे वुड वांट कि तुम डायरेक्टली टैलेंट एक्विजिशन मैनेजर के थ्रू ही जाओ, टैलेंट एक्विजिशन डिपार्टमेंट के थ्रू जाओ, वो पहले तुम्हारा रिज्यूमे देखे, फिर वो शेड्यूल करे तुम्हारा इंटरव्यू हायरिंग मैनेजर के साथ. सो दे वुड वांट दिस पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम टू बी फॉलोड. बट ऐसा कोई रूल नहीं है कि यही करना है. तो इफ यू आर रीचिंग आउट, अगर उस पर्टिकुलर जॉब बोर्ड में, जॉब पोस्ट में ऐसा लिखा है कि somebody from the recruitment department is hiring for this position, send the email to that person, but you can keep the hiring manager directly in CC, right? There's no harm in doing that. So even, in some cases, what I do is, I even if it is like an SDR or an AE kind of role, I also try putting CC may I also try putting in like the VP of sales, especially if my pitch is correct. So yeah, I mean, that's not something that I would recommend you to do, but over time you can do that. But yeah, keep a few people in CC to get more eyeballs on, and make sure that those people are relevant. Sales में से hire कर रहे तो sales department के hiring managers को तुम CC में रखो, right? So do that. Secondly, how to draft the email, how to draft the subject line is something that I've covered in my previous session. So refer that. But one important thing I missed out and I kept it for this session, which is like, वो बोलते हैं ना कि wild card. So this is the wild card that you will use in the emails. I'll share my screen and show you exactly what. Okay. Before I do that, just a quick brief of what that is. I would want anybody who is looking for a particular role to build and draft a document. Okay. And this is a personalized document that you need to draft for every single position that you're applying for. This is hard work. As an case, if you apply to 10 job posts in a day, you will build and draft 10 different documents. But something that you're very interested in, positions that you are that you really badly wanted and you do want to work in that organization, put that effort in the right direction. But yeah, I'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, for now you have to, just to give you an example, right? If you are aiming for an SDR role, okay, look at what are the responsibilities of an SDR on internet, on the job description and everything. So mostly generally, the responsibilities of an SDR goes something like this. You have to perform email outreach, you have to perform cold calls, you have to perform cold email outreach, cold social outreach, and try to get us the meetings, right? That's the whole crux of an SDR. That is what an SDR does. Now, your job as a applicant, as somebody who is interested in SDR role, is to showcase that you can perform those responsibilities. तुम वो काम कर सकते हो, यही तुम्हें दिखाना है हायरिंग मैनेजर को. कैसे दिखाना है? By drafting a document which exactly showcases कि तुम ये काम कर सकते हो. वो डॉक्यूमेंट में तुम्हें वही काम करके दिखाना है. Then, so for example, SDR के रोल के लिए अप्लाई कर रहे हो. SDR क्या करता है? ईमेल करता है. So all you have to do, build a document and derive an ICP. सबसे पहले, what is an ICP? ICP is an ideal customer profile. So ICP derive करो कि कंपनी के लिए क्या क्या राइट काइंड ऑफ पीपल है, क्या कौन सी कंपनीज हैं दूसरी जिनको अपने रीच आउट कर सकते हैं, who are the ideal customer profile for that particular company. Research them and draft that and build that, right? Put that into that document. Secondly, what does an SDR do? Drafts emails. You draft an email cadence of 4 emails, um, one intro email, 2 follow-up emails, another follow-up email if possible, and then a breakup email. So draft a document that showcases that you have personally drafted these emails, right? So you personally build a document for that particular company, and uh, um, yeah. So I'll showcase you. I'll share my screen and show you what exactly do I mean by that. But the whole picture is to display your unique abilities and skills uh, by building by actually performing that work, right? So तुम SDR का के लिए अप्लाई कर रहे हो तो SDR का काम करके उनको दिखाना है. So emails draft करके उनको दिखाना है. So that is the whole crux. If you are applying for like a customer success role, customer success का काम करके दिखाना है. You have to analyze what customer success managers do, build a document, put in your work, and then draft a document based on that. तो तुम्हें वही काम करके दिखाना है. If you are like an full stack developer, right? I'm just giving you an example. So read what your responsibilities include in that position. Build a document, and if not document, full stack developer के लिए तो you might build like an sample application or something like a web interface that they can have a look at. But that should be highly personalized, highly relevant. अगर तुम्हारा responsibility है कि तुमको डैशबोर्ड या ऐसा कुछ बनाना है, तो तुम डैशबोर्ड बना के उनको दिखाओ कि दिस इज लाइक एन सैम्पल डैशबोर्ड दैट आई हैव बिल्ड from my skills and abilities, and have a look, right? If that makes sense, I can we can have a word, right? ये करने से I don't think any hiring manager who looks at the effort that you have made and ignores it, right? Nobody would be able to ignore you if you do this. For any job opportunity, any job role, कोई भी पोजीशन के लिए तुम अप्लाई कर रहे हो, अगर तुम इतना काम, if you put in this amount of work, nobody will be able to ignore you. Uh, the most ruthless hiring manager would still be open to having at least a conversation कि भाई बात तो करके देखते हैं कि क्या है, right? You are putting yourself 100 times above to folks who have like amazing resume, amazing profile, amazing companies they have worked with. So you're putting yourself all of that, like above all of them, by performing this work. Let me show you exactly what I mean by that. Yeah, go ahead, Harsh, please.
Yeah, Akshay. So I was listening very carefully. So I do have like a portfolio kind of situation.
Works.
Like I'm trying to get like a product management role. I'm currently working in something called like product marketing. So I'm doing like the sales outreach and everything.
Okay.
And yeah, so I already have a build a website, and it does have documents of like a lot of PM stuff. So from designing a web page to actually building it, I am good with technical skills as well, and doing like
Awesome.
competitive analysis and stuff. So, like, could we have like, can I just paste my website for every company, or do I need to like vary it?
Yeah, this is the catch, Harsh. Okay, so for example, you apply to 20 or 10 job posts, right? 10 relevant job posts you apply to. Out of them, and of course, you would not put in this much amount of work. अगर दिन में 10 jobs पे apply कर रहे हो तो 10 projects नहीं बना सकते तुम realistically. So out of them, out of those 10 job posts, you have to filter out and prioritize कि अच्छा, these 2 companies is something that I would love to work with, and अगर ये मिल जाए तो मजा ही आ जाए वैसा. So pick out 1 or 2 such companies on a weekly basis, depends on how much work you have to put in, uh, and prioritize them. सो 10 में से 8 कंपनीज को तुम जनरल लिंक भेज दो कि तुम्हारा पोर्टफोलियो लिंक एंड ऑफ दैट doesn't like, even if you lose them you won't regret it कि भाई हाँ ठीक है रिजेक्ट हो गया, that's okay. But those two companies that you shortlisted that you are very interested in, for those two companies build personalized documents. So for example, if like, it all depends on how personalized efforts you put in. So for X company, ICP ये हो गया. I'm not sure what exactly the responsibilities are for a project manager or product manager, but based on that, build a document, a personalized document for those two companies, and in the cold email, say that I have built this based on my skills and abilities and experiences. I have, I'm utilizing that. I've built this document for you, for the company, for specifically XYZ company. Please have a look, and I would love to hear your feedback on it. Directly नहीं पूछना कि भाई बात कर सकते नहीं कर सकते. Just ask for a feedback that this is, I'm applying to this role, but I have prepared this for you to have a look at, for you to have a look at. Consider this, and I've spent a huge time on building this. If you would you mind, sharing your kind feedback on this? Just that's the call to action. And you're most likely to hear from them because you're not directly pitching कि भाई मेरे को जॉब चाहिए, मेरे को बात करनी है, कॉन्वर्सेशन आगे कर सकते हैं कि नहीं. You're asking for a feedback, so you're most likely to hear from them. That's number one. So yeah, do that. But to answer your question, performing this exact same thing for 10 job posts a day is not realistically possible. So prioritize करना है, और you have to like not send the general link to everybody. For companies you are very confident, very interested in, build personalized documents for them, right? Does that answer the question, Harsh?
Yes, it does. So actually मतलब
Awesome.
जनरल जो मेरा पोर्टफोलियो वो तो मैं सब में भेज सकता हूँ, बट लाइक
वो सब में भेज सकते हैं.
यस, सो इट डज.
हाँ वो सब में भेज सकते हैं. वो 2 कंपनीज को भी भेज सकते हैं, बट उसको ऐसे ही अटैच करके भेज देना. जस्ट फॉर योर रेफरेंस, आई एम ऑल्सो अटैचिंग दिस, बट main priority is for them to have a look at the core project for them that you have worked on, because उसमें बोल सकते हैं कोल्ड ईमेल में बेशर्म होके बोल देने का कि भाई मैंने बहुत टाइम इन्वेस्ट किया है इसमें, तो आई वुड want you to at least have a look at it and share your feedback. So कोई दिक्कत नहीं है उसमें, because you have actually invested a lot of time. So mention that in the email, and they will be most likely you'll hear from them. Awesome. ठीक है, मैं like I'll share my screen and show you like a few examples of the documents that I have prepared previously. My drive, Google Drive. Let me show you my Google Drive. Let me show you the Google Drive, and you'll understand I'm not talking bullshit. This is actually. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Can you still see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Can you see the Google Drive? I'm not
Yeah.
sure if. Okay. Awesome. ठीक है. So हाँ ये मेरा आधार कार्ड है, चुरा नहीं लेना, पर ठीक है. So I wanted to show you that 98% of the storage, like it is full. और ये कितने सालों से भरा पड़ा है? I'm not sure. The reason why it is filled is because of these kind of stuff. Yeah. These intro. So something like this. So ये भी intro है. Demo strategy, outreach strategy. Yeah. Testimonials, outreach strategy. I'm sorry. Okay. So Zenska outreach strategy. Intro. So guys, this ये मैंने actually करा है, ठीक है, कि मैं हर कंपनी को पर्सनलाइज्ड इंट्रोज भेजता था, पर्सनलाइज्ड डॉक्यूमेंट्स भेजता था। मैं एक आधा डॉक्यूमेंट खोल के दिखा देता हूँ कि हाँ, तो ये जेंस्कार करके कंपनी है, उसमें मैंने थोड़े टाइम पहले अप्लाई किया था। तो दो चीज मैं यूजुअली अकाउंट एग्जीक्यूटिव की पोजीशन के लिए अप्लाई करता हूँ, तो मैं दो चीजें बनाता हूँ उसमें। आई ड्राफ्ट एन आउटरीच स्ट्रेटजी। आई नो अकाउंट एग्जीक्यूटिव का काम खाली डेमो देना होता है, पर फुल साइकिल एई जो होते हैं, दे also perform the outreach, they also source their own meetings, and then they also present the demo. So to be on the safer side, I prepare two documents. First is the outreach strategy and another one is the demo strategy. So this pretty much covers the entire AE and SDR role. Okay, so for SDR role, this is like the document that I would recommend. So first of all, building an ICP. Why I'm building this document, I'll so ICP based on my understanding, ये मेरे को किसी ने दिया नहीं है, based on my understanding from the website and the testimonials and all of that, I have figured out कि भाई इस type के businesses के साथ they might have worked, these are geographies they might have worked, these are the company size, employee count, annual revenue of these companies. This is all assumption, guys. It doesn't matter कि ये कितना सही है कितना गलत है. What matters it is how much effort you have put into in your application. So उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि कितना सही है गलत है, उनको ये फर्क पड़ता है कि तुमने कितना एफर्ट करा है खाली. So that is the only thing that matters, right? So doesn't matter if it is right or wrong, just build this based on whatever you understand. So these are the industries that I feel would be ICP fit. These are the value proposition of the company that could be utilized in the outreach, and this is the outreach goal. So with my outreach, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to establish a contact, get the prospect over a 15-minute call, demonstrate Zenscar's value proposition, the company's value proposition, and the impact on prospects business, pitch for purchase and close. So that's the goal, right? Then the email cadence. So step one is to send an email with 3 P's, right? The personalized, precise, and provide. So it should be highly personalized. It should be very precise and short to the point, and it should provide and highlight what are the core benefits if they, go on a call with us, right? Then an engagement email, then a follow-up email, then a second follow-up email, and then the final breakup email, right? If they don't respond. So engagement email में examples नीचे है. Follow-up email में I usually attend like proof of interests, attachments, testimonials हो गया, videos हो गया, GIFs हो गया, GIFs हो गया, कुछ भी attach कर सकते हो तुम ये follow-up email में. Then a second follow-up email, very short and precise, and then a breakup email. So I mean ये पूरा समझाऊंगा नहीं, पर this is the kind of document that I prepare. ठीक है, this is the outreach strategy, the engagement strategy. I mean the outreach strategy में पहला email, दूसरा email, engagement email, all of that. So again, as I said, this is hard work. Overnight नहीं है. Again, दूसरे किसी कंपनी को अगर तुमको सेंड करना है यही सेम चीज, तो तुम इसको कॉपी करके टू मेक योर वर्क लिटिल बिट इजियर, इसका एक कॉपी बना सकते हो, और फिर लाइक यू हैव टू ऑफ कोर्स मेक चेंजेस इन द ईमेल, बिकॉज सबका वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन अलग होता है, सबके लिए ईमेल ड्राफ्ट अलग हो सकते हैं. सो ऑल ऑफ दैट इज समथिंग दैट यू हैव टू डू, बट यू कैन डेफिनेटली यूटिलाइज दिस एज अ टेम्पलेट, रफ टेम्पलेट. बाकी एडिट्स तो तुम्हें बहुत करने पड़ेंगे फॉर श्योर, बट समथिंग दैट यू कैन डू. डेमो स्ट्रेटजी ऑन द अदर एंड इज समथिंग दैट इज मोर ऑन द जनरल साइड, बिकॉज हर एक के लिए रफली यही होता है कि what problem you have, buyer or explorer if you are again मैं थोड़ा I like to keep it natural, so मेरा natural language ही ऐसा है. So I use this kind of words, and I make sure that I apologize for that, but yeah, this is who I am. So yeah, okay. Okay, did you got a sense of what I was trying to say, guys? Harsh, Sujit?
Yep.
Awesome, yaar. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to join Zenska as sales intern. I'm also preparing the same document like you. Amazing, yeah. Try to do that. I did went on a call with them. I landed an interview. I did couple of interviews, but मेरे को थोड़ा समझ नहीं आया. So I chose not to move forward. But yeah, you can definitely give it a try. उस टाइम पे मेरे लिए वो सही नहीं था, but definitely a good company. I know Apurv, the founder, one of the co-founders of the company, but Apurv को मैं personally जानता हूँ, and they're good guys. They're very talented. Very the company is very good. उनका जो product है ना, that is a very the potential उनका बहुत ज़्यादा high है. If you're aiming for a sales role, go ahead. I would give it a thumbs up because this is the problem they're trying to solve is something that I personally have faced during my tenures, right? So complex billings, personalized, like highly complex billings is what they solve with their software, and very good software, अच्छा software है. So go ahead. Okay, हसन को जाना है, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Okay, yeah, he's already left. Awesome. Okay guys, so what else is remaining? ठीक है, ये डॉक्यूमेंट हो गए, इंट्रोडक्शन वीडियो कवर कर लिया अपन ने, आउटरीच स्ट्रेटजी कवर कर लिया. या आई थिंक दैट्स, इवन इफ you apply 5% of this, it should be more than enough. Koi questions, guys? Any questions so far?
Yeah. Akshay.
Go ahead, please.
So,
Harsh.
like I said, like my current role is very much similar to an SDR. So, like, where do
Okay.
you found like this clients and stuff? Because ये मेरा first role है into like this management kind of scenario, like sales management कभी किया नहीं मैं. I'm like engineering graduate and till now I
समझ
work
गया.
as a software developer.
हाँ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. So I mean, where do I find these opportunities? That's what you're asking?
No. First, like if you are, let's say, जैसे Sujit is applying for like Zenskar, like let's say he got in.
हाँ.
So अभी Zenskar के लिए वो clients कैसे ढूंढेगा? How will he approach this?
नहीं, उसके लिए क्लाइंट्स नहीं ढूंढने हैं ना अपने को.
Okay.
ये
Users.
आउटरीच की बात कर रहे हो ना तुम?
हाँ, outreach की बात कर.
हाँ, so just to make sure, ये अभी जो डॉक्यूमेंट समझाया उस जॉब इंटरव्यू लैंड करने के लिए आउटरीच की बात कर रहे हो तुम, राइट?
नहीं, इंटरव्यू के लिए नहीं. Let's say
Okay.
we landed a job and in the job.
Okay.
हाँ, ऐसे.
ओके. हाँ, तो फिर ये तो कोर सेल्स का क्वेश्चन हो गया, पर हाँ, I'm very excited to share my knowledge. So SDR में एक तुम्हारे पास एक डॉक्यूमेंट होता है यूजुअली, दैट, एंड ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव सपोर्ट फ्रॉम डिमांड जेन टीम इफ यू हैव अ डिमांड जेन टीम. इफ यू डोंट हैव, यू आर द डिमांड जेन टीम. तो डिमांड जनरेशन टीम का काम यही होता है कि उनको आईसीपी को एनालाइज करके राइट काइंड ऑफ प्रोस्पेक्ट्स तुमको ढूंढ के देने होते हैं, डिमांड जनरेट करनी होती है इन द सेंस. सो दैट इज वन ऑफ देयर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज, एंड the primary role of that particular department is basically to generate demand and uh, help you find the right prospect, interested prospects, do advertisements and all of that. So but हाँ, अगर तुम्हारे पास डिमांड जेन टीम है तो तुम उसकी हेल्प ले सकते हो टू फाइंड राइट काइंड ऑफ कोल्ड प्रोस्पेक्ट्स. इफ यू डोंट हैव अ डिमांड जेन टीम, यू हैव टू एनालाइज द प्रोडक्ट आईसीपी. प्रोडक्ट आईसीपी को एनालाइज करने से पहले ना तुमको यूजुअली, मैं जो भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाता हूँ वो तुमको 2-3 हफ्ते का टाइम देता है, 1-2 हफ्ते का टाइम, कि हमारा प्रोडक्ट समझो, उसको इतना समझो, उसको चाट जाओ इन द सेंस कि you know each and every aspect of the product, what the software does. If you understand the product very well, you'll be able to get a sense of who would be the right kind of person to use this kind of product. अगर Zenskar का बात है तो ठीक है, वो बिलिंग सॉफ्टवेयर है, ठीक है. सो बेस्ड ऑन माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग, बिलिंग कौन करते हैं यूजुअली? तो फाइनेंस टीम अगर करती है, बहुत बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है तो फाइनेंस टीम करती है, नहीं तो फिर सेल्स टीम करती है, या फिर जिसको भी तुम बेच रहे हो वो वाली टीम करती है, ठीक है. सो यू वुड बी रीचिंग आउट टू दोज काइंड ऑफ पीपल, एंड सेल्स में ऐसा नहीं होता कि तुम जिसको रीच आउट करो एक बार में वो दैट इज लाइक दी पत्थर की लकीर वाला काम। सो वो 100% वही पर्सन है, वही बंदा है, करेक्ट बंदा है, वो नहीं है, वो तुमको फिगर आउट करना होता है। दैट्स दी core job of an SDR, right? So you have to do that. You have to keep doing that, and then you'll reach to a person who is actually the decision maker. So that is one. But short answer to your question, like तो बहुत बड़ा डिस्कशन हो जाएगा, बट शॉर्ट आंसर ये है कि तुमको आईसीपी एनालाइज कर रहे हैं, तुमको वो आईसीपी मैनेजर दे देगा, लाइक मैनेजर है या फिर फाउंडर जिसने प्रोडक्ट बनाया है वो बहुत अच्छे से जानता होगा। जो भी प्रोडक्ट को सबसे अच्छे से समझता है उसको बहुत अच्छा आइडिया होगा कि who would be the right kind of person who would, who are most likely to buy this product। अगर तुम्हारा प्रोडक्ट ऐसा है कि जेंस्कार जैसा, एक बहुत ही छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ। जेंस्कार क्या करता है कि कॉम्प्लेक्स बिलिंग जो होती है वो सॉल्व करता है फॉर सास प्रोडक्ट्स। सो बिलिंग कॉम्प्लेक्स कब होगी? वो तभी होगी ना जब तुम्हारा प्रोडक्ट या कंपनी थोड़ी सी बड़ी हो जाएगी और तुम एंटरप्राइज लेवल प्रोडक्ट सेल कर रहे होंगे लोगों को। तो तुम ऑफ कोर्स 5-10 पीपल 50 पीपल 20 पीपल वाली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को नहीं सेल करोगे वो दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट। सो यू योर आईसीपी aligns with 50 to 100 people SaaS product who have like complex billing cycles. In very brief, I explained you the ICP, but इस तरीके से understanding who is the right person to buy for the product is something that you will get an idea, you will get a sense of when you actually understand the product, you actually use the product। तुमको वो टेस्ट अकाउंट दे देगा, डेमो अकाउंट दे देगा to play around with the product, and by doing that you will get a sense ki who are the right kind of person। If you don't get a sense, you will always have like an document to refer for the ICP। So using the document you can filter अपोलो हो गया, सेल्स नेविगेटर हो गया, लूशा हो गया, बहुत सारे प्लेटफॉर्म है, उस पे फिल्टर्स लगा सकते हो 2 3 4 5, एंड जो भी तुम्हारा कोल्ड कॉन्टेक्ट निकल के आते हैं उनको तुम रीच आउट कर सकते हो, एंड देन यू कैन गोइंग फॉरवर्ड एज यू परफॉर्म तुमको समझ आएगा कि कहाँ से रिस्पॉन्स आ रहे हैं एंड हु आर द राइट काइंड ऑफ पर्सन टू रीच आउट। सो दैट्स अ लॉन्ग प्रोसेस, बट yeah, I hope that answers your question pretty much।
Yeah, really well actually। So
Awesome यार।
next question
हाँ
actually जो आपने पहले उठाया था कि हमको जॉब के
okay।
लिए किधर मिलेगा, मतलब for where do we have to search for job roles apart from
हाँ so
LinkedIn?
apart from LinkedIn there is my personal favorite। मैंने अभी वीडियो डाला था उसमें लिखा था कि LinkedIn के अलावा 2 और प्लेटफॉर्म है जो मेरे पर्सनल फेवरेट है। वेल फाउंड है AKA एंजल लिस्ट, जो पहले एंजल लिस्ट से जाना जाता था, अब वेल फाउंड है, और वी वर्क रिमोटली है। These two job boards are primarily fit for folks who are looking for jobs outside India। तो आउटसाइड इंडिया से बहुत सारी पोस्टिंग्स आती हैं इन 2 प्लेटफॉर्म पे स्पेसिफिकली। पे ग्रेड आर वेरी हाई डेफिनेटली एज compared to Indians, but the only challenge is finding out who are open to hiring from India। So if you are applying to any of these from any of these job boards, uh, just make sure from either website से या job description से कहीं पे तो लिखा होगा उन्होंने कि भाई we are open to hiring candidates from anywhere in the world। If they have not, then you reach out to them via cold emails, and before even asking कि भाई मेरे को 15 मिनट चाहिए तुम्हारे साथ, and before even pitching anything, confirm कि would you be open to hiring from India, open to hiring a candidate from India। So first confirm that and then only move forward with pitching and putting in the work and all of that। But apart from LinkedIn, well found and we work remotely is something that I personally have been using for a while, specifically to land remote jobs। Okay,
Perfect।
ठीक है। But don't limit, as I say, always say, don't limit yourself to my recommendations। तुम्हारे लिए कुछ और काम कर सकता है, किसी और के लिए कुछ और काम कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज मैं सेल्स का पोजीशन देख रहा था, तुम प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर का देख रहे हो, कोई फुल स्टैक डेवलपर का देखता है, कोई प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर। सो डिपेंड्स ऑन, या सेल्स के लिए 2 प्लेटफॉर्म अच्छा काम करते हैं, बट डोंट लिमिट योरसेल्फ, दूसरे प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे भी डेफिनेटली देखना है, बट ओवरऑल ये स्ट्रेटजी अप्लाई करनी है कि finding out the right person, pitching them, and not pitching them, uh, trying to portray your unique value proposition to them in a way that you get eyeballs, and once you get eyeballs, making sure that the eyeballs are worth it and you're likely to land an intro. तो मैंने बहुत ही सिंपल भाषा में ना हर्ष, मैंने ये समझा है कि अपने आप को कैसे बेचते हैं। अपन प्रोडक्ट बेचना, पहले मैंने प्रोडक्ट बेचना सीखा, एक्चुअली मैंने पहले अपने आप को बेचना सीखा इसलिए मैं सेल्स में अच्छा हूँ। आई एम बेस्ड ऑन द फीडबैक, नॉट ट्राइंग टू ब्रैग, अपनी बड़ाई नहीं मार रहा हूँ, पर आई हैव रिसीव्ड फीडबैक्स दैट आई एम गुड एट सेल्स। सो I believe कि because I have learned it the hard way on how to sell myself, that's why I'm good at sales maybe. But हाँ, Zenska is not hiring a sales intern, but it is hiring a business rep and many interns from. हाँ तो इंटर्न के लिए क्यों अप्लाई करना है सुजीत? बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट रैप के लिए अप्लाई कर दो, दैट वुड बी ग्रेट आई थिंक। सेल्स इंटर्न विल इट वर्क? एक बार रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज पढ़ लो ना सुजीत, कि रीड द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज ऑन बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, क्योंकि सबसे एंट्री लेवल पोजीशन बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट रैप की है। हाँ चलेगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, 2+ years of experience नहीं है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। इफ यू कैन परफॉर्म द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज, इफ यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट कि मैं आउटरीच कर सकता हूँ, ईमेल आउटरीच कर सकता हूँ, मीटिंग्स बुक कर सकता हूँ, आई एम क्रिएटिव, आई कैन गेट आई बॉल्स एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, सो ड्राफ्ट अ डॉक्यूमेंट एंड सेंड इट ओवर एंड सी। बाकी कोई जन्मजात सीख के तो आता नहीं है, एवरीबॉडी लर्न्स, राइट? सो इफ यू डोंट नो, if you don't have the knowledge, acquire knowledge. If you have the knowledge, build a document, send it over, show that knowledge. Most likely you'll hear from them a yes or no. हाँ ठीक है, मेरे को बताना व्हाट्सएप में कि टेक्स्ट कर देना। आई barely get time in the afternoon because मेरी बेटी है 18 महीने की, so little bit chaotic these days, but I'll try to help you out with whatever I can. ठीक है, that's the whole point of this. Perfect यार, मेरे को व्हाट्सएप करो, ग्रुप में मैसेज करो, पर्सनल मैसेज करो, send me, let me know what you need my help with and I'll do that. Done. Okay, Harsh, Sujit, anything else man you would want me to cover before we wrap up this entire cohort? लास्ट वीक का प्लान ये है, यहाँ पे सिर्फ 2 लोग हैं, बट मैं तुमको बता देता हूँ कि लास्ट वीक का प्लान ये है कि ये सारा नॉलेज, अब पूरा प्रोसेस यूटिलाइज करके you at least perform 5 to 10 outreach. Not if you are solely doing outreach, if you don't have anything else on your plate, अगर ऐसा है कि तुम्हारा पास like एक full time job भी है and on the side you're looking for another job, then it's a whole different ball game. But if you are looking for a full time role, completely unemployed, at least 5-10 outreach मेरे को करके like results बताओ कि किसका रिप्लाई आया, क्या नहीं आया, and how did you do the outreach. And next weekend would be the last session, वो Q&A session जैसा ही रखेंगे, कुछ nothing planned, and in that session I will cover how your outreach strategy worked and recommend a few changes, right? And we'll stop from there. Uske baad you can hit me up on LinkedIn, WhatsApp. Personally, we'll shut down the group after the 4th week, and you can personally message me if you need, and I'll help you with whatever I can as time permits. But after the next week, we'll close the group. But the agenda for next week is for you to perform outreach, evaluate how it is going, recommend changes, and improve it further, and you can go from there.
Amazing. Thank you, Akshay, for giving us this.
Awesome. ठीक है हर्ष, thank you for joining, thank you for staying till the very end. Thank you, Sujit. Means a lot. Cheers. Chalo. Bye.